Let's recall kung paano natin dinifferentiate itong functions na ito. H of x is equal to the quantity 2x raised to 5 and k of x is equal to sine of 2x. For h of x, note that the derivative is not equal to 5 times 2x raised to 4. Okay? Mali yun. So first thing that we did is that in-expand muna natin. 2x raised to 5 is equal to 32x raised to 5. Saka natin siya dinifferentiate. So that is now 160x raised to 4 using the power rule. Sa kabila naman, k of x is equal to sine of 2x. Again, this is not equal. Again, the derivative is not equal to cosine of 2x. Okay? So mali yan. So we note that sine of 2x is equal to 2 sine x cos x. Then, differentiating, we have 2 times the derivative of sine x cos x. And we have here a product. So gagamitan natin siya ng fig plus gif. So we have 2 times f prime is cosine x times g is cosine x plus g prime is negative sine x times f is sine x. Or that is now equal to 2 times cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And we know that this is equal to cosine 2x. So we now have 2 cosine of 2x. Now, the question is, meron bang way na i-differentiate ko to na hindi ko na kailangan kunin yung equivalent niya? For example, dito sa ating trigonometric, di ba? Paano kung nakalimutan mo na yung sine 2x or kung ano mang identities yan? Fortunately, meron, and that is called the chain rule. If g is differentiable at x and f is differentiable at g of x, then the composite function capital F equals f circle g defined by capital F of x equals f of g of x is differentiable at x, and capital F prime is given by the product capital F prime of x is equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So, ang sinasabi lang nito, kung meron tayong composition of functions, ibig sabihin, meron tayo ditong outer function, yun yung f, tapos may nakapaloob na isa pang function, yun yung g of x, the inner function. Using the chain rule para kunin yung derivative, ang gagawin lang natin, kunin natin yung derivative ng outer function, tapos i-multiply natin sa derivative ng inner function. Note that yung chain rule, true siya sa kahit ilang composition ng function. For example, we have y equals f of g of h of x. Okay, tatlo yan. So, ganun pa rin, kunin mo yung derivative ni f, derivative ni g, derivative ni h, and then multiply. Before we proceed to using the chain rule, tignan muna natin ano yung u natin at ano yung f of u natin. Kasi importante yun para mas madali nating i-differentiate yung function using the chain rule. So for example, in h of x equals 2x raised to 5, our u is 2x, and our f of u is equal to u raised to 5. Note that u yung ginamit dito, hindi siya x. Kasi nga, ang sinasabi natin dito, yung u natin ay equal kay 2x. So, hindi pwedeng x ang ilagay dito. So, very important yan na dapat u ang gamitin ninyo. Or kahit anumang variable. Basta wag yung nasa taas na variable ninyo. For the second example, k of x equals sine 2x. Our u is 2x and our f of u is equal to sine u. For the third example, p of x equals the square root of x squared plus 4. Our u is x squared plus 4, and our f of u is equal to the square root of u. And finally, q of x equals arcsine of x minus 2. Our u is x minus 2, and our f of u is arcsine of u. Let's proceed now to differentiating using the chain rule. Differentiate g of x equals the square root of x squared plus 4. So for our solution, kailangan i-identify muna natin ano yung u natin at ano yung f of u natin. Okay? Together with their derivatives. So in this case, our u is x squared plus 4 with the derivative of 2x. F of u naman natin is square root of u. And alam natin, square root of u is equal to u raised to 1 half. So kapag differentiate natin yan, we have 1 half u raised to 1 half minus 1. Or that is 1 half u raised to negative 1 half. Kaya ito siya. So madali na lang ito. To find the derivative of g, we just have to multiply f prime of u and u prime. So by substituting the values, we have 1 half u raised to negative 1 half times 2x. At this point, pwede na nating palitan yung u natin, kasi ito, hindi naman yan yung value niya, di ba? Palitan na natin ngayon siya ng x squared plus 4. So we have 1 half times x squared plus 4 raised to negative 1 half times 2x. Now, we know that kapag negative yung kanyang exponent, pwede natin siyang ilagay sa baba para maging positive. So that is now 1 over 2 times the quantity x squared plus 4 raised to 1 half times 2x. And if we multiply that, that is equal to 2x all over 2 times x squared plus 4 raised to 1 half. And we can now cancel this, which leaves us with x over x squared plus 4 raised to 1 half. Or in radical form, that is x over the square root of x squared plus 4. Differentiate h of x equals the cube of x squared over x plus 1. So identify u and f of u. We have u is x squared over x plus 1 and f of u is equal to u cubed. Since meron tayong quotient dito, so we will use fig minus gif all over g squared. So we have derivative of f is 2x times g, which is x plus 1, minus the derivative of g, that is 1 plus 0, so 1 na lang yan, times f all over g squared. And for our f prime of u, gamitan lang natin ng power rule, we have 3u squared. Now, h prime of x now is equal to 2x times x plus 1 minus 1 times x squared all over the square of x plus 1 times 3u squared. Now, if we simplify this, we have 2x times x is 2x squared. Then 2x times 1 is 2x minus x squared all over the square of x plus 1 times 3u squared. So, pwede na natin ipasok yung value ni u. So, we have this. Pinasok na natin yung x squared all over x plus 1. And if we square that, that is equal to x raised to 4 over x plus 1 squared. I-multiply natin si 3 dito. So, we have 3x raised to 4 over x plus 1 squared. Ngayon, pwede natin tanggalin yung isa dito. Okay? Para maging x squared plus 2x na lang siya. So, we now have x squared plus 2x all over the square of x plus 1 times 3x raised to 4 all over x plus 1 squared. And if we multiply that, that is equal to 3x raised to 6 plus 6x raised to 5 all over x plus 1 raised to 4. Or 3x raised to 5 times x plus 2 all over x plus 1 raised to 4. Differentiate g of x equals the cube root of the square of x squared plus 4. Our u here is x squared plus 4, and our f of u is equal to u raised to 2/3. Di ba yan ay cube root of u squared, pero alam natin na yan ay equal to u raised to 2/3. Mas madali kung u raised to 2/3 kasi ang gagamitin natin. Ang ating u prime is equal to 2x at ang ating f prime of u is equal to, using power rule lang yan, 2/3 u raised to negative 1/3. Therefore, g prime of x is equal to 2/3 times u raised to negative 1/3 times 2x. Ipasok natin yung value ni u. We have 2/3 times x squared plus 4 raised to negative 1/3 times 2x. At meron ulit tayong negative na exponent. So, pupunta yan sa baba. We have 2 over 3 times x squared plus 4 raised to 1/3 times 2x. Pwede na nating i-multiply yan. So, we have 4x over 3 times x squared plus 4 raised to 1/3, or in radical form, that is 4x all over 3 times the cube root of x squared plus 4. Okay, this example involves exponential tsaka trigonometric. So, let's differentiate. H of x equals e raised to tan 2x. Our u here is tan 2x and our f of u is equal to e raised to u. Pansinin ninyo, yung tan 2x natin is para siyang composition ng dalawang function. That is, let's say v equals 2x and f of v is equal to tan v. Ang v prime natin ay 2 at ang f prime of v natin is secant squared v. Tama? Ngayon, para kunin natin yung u prime, okay, u prime now is equal to secant squared of v times 2. And what is our v? That is 2x. So we have secant squared of 2x times 2. Kaya yun yung ating u prime. Kaya siya naging ganyan. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no, na pwede siyang maraming composition ng function. Still, pwede natin gamitin yung chain rule. Ang derivative naman natin for f of u is equal to e raised to u lang yan. Okay? So we now have h prime of x is equal to f prime of u times u prime. That is e raised to u times secant squared of 2x times 2. Or that is e raised to tan 2x, so pinalitan lang natin yung value ng u, times secant squared 2x times 2, or that is 2 times e raised to tan 2x times secant squared 2x. Differentiate g of x equals 10 raised to 5x minus 2. So our u here is 5x minus 2, and our f of u is equal to 10 raised to u. U prime is equal to 5, and f prime of u is equal to 10 raised to u ln 10u ln 10 times 5. Palitan natin yung u, that becomes 10 raised to 5x minus 2 ln 10 times 5. Or that is 5 times ln 10 times 10 raised to 5x minus 2. Di ba madali lang? Differentiate h of x equals ln of x cubed plus 1. Our u here is x cubed plus 1, and our f of u is equal to ln u. U prime is equal to 3x squared, and f prime of u is equal to 1 over u. So h prime of x now is equal to 1 over u times 3x squared, or that is 1 over x cubed plus 1 times 3x squared. And if we multiply that, that is equal to 3x squared all over x cubed plus 1. Differentiate g of x equals log of 2 plus sine x to the base 10. Our u here is 2 plus sine x, and the derivative is cosine x, while f of u is equal to log of u to the base 10 with a derivative of 1 over u ln 10. So, balikan nyo yung trigonometric at saka exponential logarithmic ninyong mga formulas for derivative. So, g prime of x now is equal to 1 over u ln 10 times cosine x. Or that is, pag pinalitan natin yung u, we have 1 over 2 plus sine x ln 10 times cos x. Or cos x all over 2 plus sin x ln 10. Differentiate h of x equals tan of 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. So our u here is 4x squared minus 3x plus 1 with a derivative of 8x minus 3. And f of u is equal to tan u with a derivative of secant squared u. So h prime of x now is equal to secant squared u times 8x minus 3. Or pag pinalitan yung u, we have secant squared of 4x squared minus 3x plus 1 times 8x minus 3. Or that is 8x minus 3 secant squared of 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. Differentiate g of x equals cosine raised to 4 of 7x squared plus 1. So for our solution, u is equal to 7x squared plus 1 with the derivative of 14x. While f of u is equal to cosine u raised to 4. Okay? Pero dito, pansinin nyo na pwede pa rin siyang gawing chain rule. That is, unahin muna natin yung v natin is equal to cosine u. Tapos, ang f of v natin is equal to v raised to 4. So, v prime is equal to negative sine u, and f prime of v is equal to 4v cubed. Therefore, f prime of u is equal to, multiply lang natin, 4v cubed times negative sine u. But what is v? V is cosine u. So we have 4 cosine u cubed times negative sine u. Kaya siya naging ganon. So we now have g prime of x is equal to 4 cosine u cubed times negative sine u times 14x. Or that is, yung negative dito sa sine, ilalagay na natin doon sa labas. So we have negative 4, then cosine cube of 7x squared plus 1 times sine of 7x squared plus 1 times 14x. Or that is equal to negative 56x cosine cube of 7x squared plus 1 sine of 7x squared plus 1. Differentiate each of x equals arc cosine of 5x. Our u here is 5x with derivative of 5. And f of u is equal to arc cosine of u with a derivative of 1 over the square root of 1 minus u squared. So h prime of x now is equal to 1 over the square root of 1 minus u squared times 5, or that is 1 over the square root of 1 minus the square of 5x, and then multiplied to 5. Or that is 5 over square root of 1 minus square of 5x. Or equivalently, pwede rin siyang gawing 5 over square root of 1 minus 25x squared, or 5 all over square root of 1 minus 5x times 1 plus 5x. And finally, differentiate h of x equals arctan of the square root of x cubed. Our u here is x raised to 3 halves. Okay? Kasi alam natin square root of x cubed equal lang yan kay x raised to 3 yung nasa taas, yung index yung nasa baba. So, 3 halves. Ang derivative niyan ngayon ay 3 halves times x raised to 1 half. And our f of u is equal to arctan of u with a derivative of 1 over 1 plus u squared. So, h prime of x now is equal to 1 over 1 plus u squared times 3 halves x raised to 1 half, or that is 1 over 1 plus x raised to 3 halves squared times 3 over 2 times x raised to 1 half. Or that is now equal to x cubed na lang kasi ito magka-cancel na. So we have 1 over 1 plus x cubed times 3 halves x raised to 1 half. Or that is 3 times x raised to 1 half over 2 times 1 plus x cubed. That is 3 square root of x all over 2 times 1 plus x cubed.